Just buy Game Pass for now. You think at the moment there is a deal for $1 for 3 months. Oh shit! Later if you like. Okay. What? Okay. Well, so here's the thing. There's a few things that Nakamura pointed out about the in-game ladder, about this, about that, blah 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 blah. There's some things about AoE 4, it being released, where it's like, is it worth $60? And so that's kind of how, like games are being released these days. They're just kind of released, and you have to pay money for it, and the companies and the developers expect you to be their QA department. The people are the QA department, and then you just have to trust that they will you know, continue to develop the goddamn game, right? Like, what the fuck? I don't know if I like that. I don't know if I like that. Like, it's one thing years ago when you bought Age of Mythology, like there were patches that they could release, but you had to buy the physical fucking copy. And so, I mean, TT Titans was what, 1.03, and Mythology AOM was 1.1. I mean, Mighty Jod, you don't like it either? I don't know. It just feels a little bit like insulting and cheap. It feels cheap to be, you know, to pay to be QA for a big game company. Like, fuck you. Develop your goddamn game and release it. Like, I'm not your fucking QA. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I don't even really consider myself a gamer in all sincerity. Like, I play Age of Mythology like an idiot. I obsessively play Age of Mythology, as you guys can tell. But, I mean, the other games that I play, like, I really like Halo. And I bought the Master Chief Collection for Halo. I play a lot of chess online. It kind of ebbs and flows, but I play a lot of chess online. And then I can, you know, play a lot of board games, like with friends and family and stuff. So I don't know. I don't really consider myself a gamer, even though I'm, you know, fucking stream and cast AOM, you know? But I don't know. It's like, release it for a fair price. Well, okay, so here's, no, wait. Okay, so I don't really consider myself to be much of a gamer, but I don't know, it still feels like on some type of a principle that I have somewhere, like in here or wherever, that like, you gotta develop your goddamn game. Like, that's not, otherwise, like, I don't know, it just feels cheap. Like I said before, it just feels cheap. It feels cheap to buy something and be hyped about something, and then, you know, it's just like, it's incomplete. It's incomplete. Early access. Yes, yeah. Call it early access if it's early access. Don't call it a full release. Yes. Now, having said that, Barbaroom brings up an interesting idea. Release it at a fair price. So, I like what, let's see, I can't remember. I bought Age of Empires 2 Definitive Edition, and I cannot remember how much I paid for it. Nothing crazy. But if you buy it, let's say it's like 20 bucks. 20 bucks American. 18 euros. 100 reais, you know, 180, 90 reais. 100 pesos, you know, however many, like whatever, right? 20 bucks. 20 bucks. And then and then release patches, release DLCs, kind of like what Age of Empires 2 is doing. You can choose to purchase, they actively develop it, you can choose to purchase additional DLCs, which provides more, what's it called? More, civilizations and shit like that. But I would say a model like that, where it's not pay to play, so it's not like you pay for, you know, like some of these, I don't know, it's like RPGs where you pay for like armor and all this bullshit. No, none of this like in-game purchasing stuff. But if you're gonna offer an incomplete release of a game, you cannot charge for the full price. Offer it 20 bucks, something like that. Continue to develop it. continue to develop DLCs, stuff like that, and then boom, like there you got yourself a business model. You can continually get a little bit of more money, and you know, there you go. But so you're providing a quality product that is more sustainable. I think that's partially why AoE 2 is sustainable, not just because of the community. The community is huge for AoE 2, and that's what's keeping it alive. But also part of it, I think, is the active development, the active support, the active DLCs, etc. Right? Exactly, Barb. Exactly. You don't like the idea because there's an excuse to just cut content from the game and sell it like a DLC. That's a very good point. Well, that's a very good point. I mean, I guess the ultimate reality or truth or whatever is that there's no perfect model. There's no perfect model, because even years ago, a couple decades ago, when like AOM, AoE 2, AoE 1, when they were released as a, you buy the game, you buy the CD, you buy the blah blah blah, whatever, you buy the pack, the thing. It was kind of a more complete game. But I mean, you still had some patches to update, right? So I get that you cannot release a 100% perfect game, because there's going to be some weird, scenarios or situations that the community, that the player base will find. And there might be, I don't know, there's some weird bugs, there's some this, there's some that, there's some whatever, right? I totally understand that, absolutely. But it's okay to accept that you cannot purchase a 100% perfect game from the get-go. But on this side, I'm not your QA department, right? So it's like there's these two sides, and I want something, ideally you want to have something, in my opinion, in the middle, where it's something quality, because it's like a chicken or the egg thing. If you create something that's quality, then people will play it. They'll pay for it, they'll play it, they'll support it, etc. If it's quality, and they'll stick with it, like AoE 2, they'll stick with it. So if you release something here that's not 100% perfect, but it's not bullshit, incomplete, you have something in the middle that's quality, but not perfect. If it's quality and people stay, then that's reason to continue to support it. You can have some type of a business model to continue the support, continue the revenue streams with some DLCs, some extra stuff, whatever, sure. But it's like so it's a chicken or the egg. If you don't continue to support it, then the player base will leave. If you do continue to support it, the player base will be more likely to stay, but you have to pay to continue the, development time to support it and blah, 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 blah. So it's a balance, absolutely. It's a balance, but you can't just say, fuck you, you're my QA, or, fuck you, or whatever, I don't know. It's really... You personally hate early access, but it's impossible to say it hasn't helped a lot of games to get a foothold that wouldn't make it otherwise. That's true, Piggy. Yeah, $60 for AoE4 was rough, even for someone with 10k hours of AoE 2. Bro, I totally understand you, but if it's early access, call it early access, not a full fucking release. Not a full release. So, bro, I'm there with you. I hear you. I agree with you. Maybe you and I just have like the slightest nuanced difference of opinion, I'm there with you, bro. I'm there with you.